Welcome to the Bluff in Portland, Oregon, as we wish you all a happy new year. We've got WCC action for you between some of the conference's best as the Portland Pilots host the San Francisco Dons. Welcome inside the Child Center for tonight's contest. I'm Brian Slyke, joined by former Gonzaga standout and WCC head coach Jennifer Mountain, and we've got your call. These two teams sit near the top of the WCC. They've got the top scorers in the conference as well, and last year they split their two games, so we could have a great one on our hands tonight, Jennifer.
Yeah, really important game for both squads. You know, Portland the other night, they're 5-0, tied coming into today with Gonzaga for first place. That sets up a great matchup for next weekend when Gonzaga comes to Portland. But San Francisco dropped one the other night at Gonzaga. They're 2-2 in conference. Both teams, as you mentioned, picked in the top 4 in preseason polls. So really important game, especially for Portland going into next week.
Well, San Francisco has the conference's second leading scorer. She lit up the Pilots last season. It's Ioana Kremili, and she looks to keep that hot hand.
Yeah, two-time West Coast first teamer, leads USF in scoring with 17-plus points a game. She had her career high against Portland last year, 38 points. That's a lot of points. She's a terrific shooter, veteran, she's smart with the ball, and really has the ability to put up big numbers. Portland must find her early in transition and limit her attempts from the three-point line.
Well, the Dons, they look to bounce back after that tough loss to Gonzaga on Thursday. How do they pull it out in the Child Center tonight?
Well, number one, you always have to take care of the ball against Portland with their pressure. And then once you're in half court, ball movement's going to be very important. And then they're going to focus on Fowler, Andrews, and Burnham. Take away those three, make somebody else beat you, and then rebounding on both ends of the floor will be crucial.
Well, Portland has been looking for that third consistent scorer for a little bit, and Maisie Burnham has been making a name for herself.
She really has. She, in my opinion, has been the X factor for this Portland squad. You know, she doesn't get all the attention that maybe a Fowler and Andrews draw from opponents, but she has quietly stepped in, produced in all the areas that Portland needs. She scores inside out, she rebounds, defends, and someone who puts up solid numbers day in and day out. She's averaging almost 12 points, 5 rebounds a game. Portland needs another solid effort from her tonight.
All right, well, the Pilots look to stay unbeaten in the WCC. What do they need to do to keep it that way?
They got to guard the three-point line. You know, San Francisco comes in shooting the most attempts from the three-point line in conference. Transition defense will be huge. They want to run. They want to continue to share the ball, especially like they did the other night. Great looks from the outside. And then rebounding, again, is going to be a factor. Coach Meek was not happy with their board effort the other night.
All right, folks, get those last-second snacks and drinks because we've got WCC action headed your way next on the WCC Network. Welcome back onto the campus of the University of Portland for our West Coast Conference matchup between the San Francisco Dons and the Portland Pilots. Brian Slyke and Jennifer Mountain as we're getting the starting lineups announced inside the Child Center. We're just moments away from tip. Here are the starters for both sides. For the Dons tonight, it's going to be Jessica McDowell-White, Amelie Langer, Ioana Kremili, Kennedy Dickey, and Abby Rathbun. And for the Pilots, it's Emmy Shearer, Haley Andrews, Maisie Burnham, Alex Fowler, and then Liana Kai-Tu'u getting the start tonight. Portland will be in their purple uniforms, Portland in white across the chest. San Francisco in their gray uniforms. San Francisco and numbers are yellow on the front. Tonight's referees, Steve Dunlap, Matthew Head, and Giselle Wardlow. Well, Jen, to start off, San Francisco dealing with a couple of injuries. We thought we were going to have quite the battle down low between Alex Fowler and Deborah Dos Santos. Dos Santos, unfortunately, this week dealt with a broken hand, and she will be out for a few weeks for the Dons.
Yeah, big loss for them. She was leading them in scoring in conference play, and obviously a big threat down low. Hopefully she gets back sooner than later for San Francisco, but unfortunate she won't play tonight.
And the opening tip won by the Portland Pilots.
Really excited about this matchup. I expect it to be a very physical game, fast-paced game. A lot of pressure in all areas.
Already you see the physicality of Dickey and Fowler on the block. Fowler double teamed, able to kick it out to Burnham. Pilots hit 15 of them on Thursday. Can't connect on this one.
Well, you saw San Francisco kind of go to the double team there. It wasn't right on the catch, which is what she's used to, but a good read nonetheless.
Langer off the mark, and an offensive rebound for San Francisco, and Dickey can't connect.
Well, Portland very fortunate there because she kind of had a point-blank layup that she missed. But that was one of the key areas. Nice high-low from Kaiatu, missed there.
Miss from Fowler, and a defensive rebound for San Francisco as McDowell White brings it up the court.
Both teams kind of missing easy ones from the get-go.
Back iron by Cremili. We've got a whistle underneath the basket.
I think they're going to get Burnham on a block-out situation with the foul.
You're right. That'll be her first, team's first.
Well, you saw how quickly San Francisco advanced the ball. Cremili took that, deep three. She's got huge range. Transition defense key for Portland tonight.
Rathbun in the paint, spins around Kaiatu, and the left hand no good. Rebound Andrews.
Good block out there by Burnham.
Feed to Fowler. Kaiatu near the free throw line.
Good patience. You can see they're kind of sitting back off of Kaiatu in the paint. Ooh.
Langer went for the steal. She'll get called for the foul. That'll be her first, team's first. A grad student from Denmark.
Good anticipation right there. But picks up the quick foul. A little too physical.
Fresh 20 on the clock. Kaiatu can knock this down from the free throw line. She does. First points of the game go to the Pilots.
Well, good adjustment right there. Instead of being beyond that three-point line, free throw line extended. Really good shot for her. Good move.
Yeah, there you see San Francisco quickly down the court after the made basket. That's something that the Pilots had trouble with a couple of games ago as Kaiatu gets fouled. And that could be the second one on Langer. I think it is.
Well, this San Francisco team has a lot of depth. Even with a couple injuries, they have 8, 9, 10 players that they can go to. Don't have huge inside presence, but have a lot of talent.
Kaiatu, the junior from Salt Lake City, Utah, shooting 61.3% from the free throw line this season. Made her first three-pointer in the last game against Santa Clara.
Everybody made a three-pointer the other night.
15 made three-pointers. That tied a program record for Portland.
San Francisco doing a good job right off the bat against that pressure.
Inside to Dickey. In the paint, turnaround goes over Kaiatu.
Well, that mid-range area against the zone, even in their matchup, can be very dangerous. That's a nice look by Dickey.
Well, Cremili had 38 points against the Pilots at San Francisco last year, and she really carved up the Pilots from that pocket in the zone that you were just talking about. Backdoor cut from Andrews. Burnham drives off the glass and good.
Well, that's the one thing that she's so good at. They have to respect that three-point shot, but then she can just take you off the bounce. Gets an easy look at the rim.
Balavirta goes baseline, kicks it back out to Cremili. Crosses up Shearer, mid-range, jumper goes.
She's just a scorer. I mean, honest to goodness, she scores in so many different ways. She's not super quick, but super smart. Good ball fake there and gets by the defense.
San Francisco's made their last 3 shots from the floor. Fowler almost getting double teamed in the paint. Kaitu puts up the three. That's long. Ball still on the ground, and it'll roll out of bounds. And they're going to say it's off of Portland Dons basketball. San Francisco started 0 for 5, but made their last three, and you see right there, just off the foot of Fowler and out of bounds, so correct call.
Good call.
By Wardlow, the referee over in that area.
Well, both teams shooting right around 40%. Pretty clean game, no turnovers as of yet.
Nearly the three short, so now 0 for 2 from behind the arc to start this game.
That's just too good of a look, though. They've got to make her put it on the ground, and you see how physical inside. Dickey going to pick up that foul on Fowler. Fowler does such a great job of rim running and trying to get down the floor as quick as possible for position.
Dickey's first, team's third of this quarter, 2 more, and that'll put the Pilots on the line for 2 free throws. Shearer, one of the best shooters in the WCC from behind the arc, knocks down the triple.
Well, she's number 2 in the conference, shooting 48.8% from the three-point line, and right now just really kind of in rhythm with a smooth stroke.
Rebound, Frawley. And assist by Andrews. She's got 2 already. The next one will tie her for second all-time in UP history. Fowler's shot underneath. It's the bottom of the basket, and it'll stay with the Pilots.
The high-low idea is there. She just got herself caught a little too far under the rim. Has to come back with her left hand on that one, but a good look. But Kaitu. Yeah, just too far underneath the rim there.
Here's the bread and butter for the Pilots. They love these baseline out-of-bounds plays. Shearer, her second triple. Off iron, rebound for the Dons. Warren Christie had that rebound. Transfer from Buffalo. Dickey underneath, gets denied, and Kaitu rips away the rebound from Christie. And a charge called on Portland. It'll be on Alex Fowler, her first, team's second.
That's a tough call. She's running, again, trying to get position down low, just kind of extended her arms. You can kind of see it here. Yeah, that's a tough call.
Just trying to get into position, it looked like right there.
I don't know about that one.
And that's the first turnover of our game so far. It's Amy Baum, grad transfer from Melbourne, Australia. Camille inside to Volovirta. Quick passing from the Dons as Dickey brings it back out.
Good patience by the Dons.
Paint shot, no good. And Camille gets her own rebound, and we got to travel. So after the Dons missed their first 5 shots, they went 3 for 3. Since then, they're 0 for 4 with a 2-minute drought.
Yeah, and I like Portland's defense here, again, making them take contested shots. That's a tough look for Camille, you know, and fortunate there that she traveled on the offensive board, but they're not getting good looks at the rim. And that was one of their focuses coming into tonight. You know, talking to Coach Meek, he thought they gave up too many points in that first half the other night to Santa Clara.
Pilots were overloaded on one side of the court for a moment. Now they spread things out. Andrews through the middle of the paint, and she gets it to go.
She's just so smart, uses her body, super strong.
Dons are closing in on a 3-minute drought right now. This is a team that's averaging 73 points, and they were held to, I believe it was under 55 against Gonzaga on Thursday.
Yep.
Obviously, you're missing one of your better scorers in Dos Santos. And a rebound for Shearer, and that's some production that's going to have to be made up elsewhere on the court for the Dons.
You're missing 20 and 8 from somebody, so, you know, that's kind of a collective team effort that's got to pick up the slack.
Sewell realizing she missed it, trying to chase it, long rebound for Camille.
Definitely a back and forth pace, very quick.
Christie, elbow jumper, good. Transfer from Buffalo gets her first basket in this game. We had a chance to talk to Coach Goodenbauer earlier this week and talked about the role for Christie. She wants her to be more of a scoring presence, more physical for this Dons team, which is a different role than what she had at Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, she likes her production, just that consistency that you're talking about. And I think she's going to pick up one inside. You know, San Francisco's doing a nice job themselves of mixing up the defenses in their zone right now.
Valvirta picks up that foul. That'll be her first, the team's fourth, and that'll send us to break. A 3-point lead for the Pilots. Halfway through the first quarter, we'll be back with more action on the WCC Network. Goodenbauer in her 7th season as the head coach for the Dons. She's closing in on 100 career victories with the Dons. And the last couple of seasons, she's helped lead San Francisco to a WNIT berth. They're looking for their 3rd consecutive berth this year, and they're off to a great start with 12 wins already. As Shearer gets the bucket.
Yeah, she's done a nice job at San Francisco. Coaching staff, a lot of international players, really likes this squad. You know, 2-time national champion at Stanford as a player, very good player back in the day. But she's done a nice job with this program.
Jasmine Gale's into the game, going up against Mikkel Meek, and the shot just goes off the lip of the rim. Shearer leading the rush. And Shearer's lucky that there was a foul called right there, because that was going to be a turnover.
Well, Fowler, again, doing a terrific job of rim running, trying to get early position. San Francisco fighting like crazy underneath just to body her up. You can see, again, her just trying to big-time wrap around right there. That's a good call.
On the hip.
Yep.
That's the 15th foul by San Francisco, so that puts Fowler on the line, and the Pilots for the next 250 if they get fouled. Alex Fowler, the 3-time first-team All-WCC selection from Townsville, Australia, goes 1 for 2 from the stripe.
And that's important. I mean, she's almost an 82% free throw shooter. You want her at the line, and San Francisco's going to have to do a better job of maybe finding her earlier in transition.
Rathbun underneath, trying to create some space against Fowler. And the rebound goes to the native of Townsville, Australia.
Portland doing a terrific job in transition D and making them take contested shots. And really, as of late, that's a forced pass right there by Shearer. Good hustle.
Way to get it right back. And Pilots keep it on their side. Fowler trying to stay alive, and Meek called a timeout to keep possession. And there's some frustration coming from Fowler right there. You could sort of see it right after that timeout was called.
Well, we talked about how physical this game is going to be, and you see it right from the tip. Inside out, guard spots. I mean, it's going to be a big factor going towards the end here.
Here's another look at that last play. And credit to Shearer, even though she made that mistake, she tried to make up for it right here, quickly on the ball.
Absolutely, and that's a foul.
Are you talking about Christie on the ground?
Yes. I mean, Fowler had the ball in her hand, and I feel like they kind of grabbed it from her. and hit her arm, not the ball. So they kind of missed one there. But, you know, Fowler's going to end up with a lot of bruises after tonight.
Gonna need an ice bath after this one. I mean, you can already see it on the block. There's always somebody on her hand on the back, and she's not really getting any space in the paint. Meek against Gales, found Fowler, who went back door against Christie, and too strong on the shot. McDowell White slicing up the defense.
Nice crossover. And we talked about the pace in which they get the ball up the court. Again, right there, that transition D. Got to keep the ball in front, stop penetration.
Frawley, ball's loose. She gets it back. Pilots swinging around the outside. 10 on the shot clock. Frawley steps behind the three-point line, misses the corner three, and a rebound for the Pilots.
Oh, unfortunate there for San Francisco. Just kind of missed timing on the jump.
I was going to say, it looked like Portland vacated the area too. They were fortunate to get the offensive rebound. Another offensive board for Portland. Meek out to Shearer. 15 on the shot clock.
Well, we talked about Portland being so hot from the three-point line. They're 1 of 6 so far in this quarter.
And Cremili, the athletic play using the glass. She'll head to the line for a three-point play.
Again, just a scorer's mentality. Takes the contact, does a good job of locating the rim, and a nice finish.
Now that's Fowler's second personal foul. So she'll probably hit the bench for a little bit, which is tough news for Portland, where you thought you might be able to get a mismatch down low on the block with the, with Dos Santos not on the court, but San Francisco's been holding their own, and now Fowler's off the court.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. We're going to have to watch this next quarter, see if San Francisco does a nice job of capitalizing on it.
Portland has missed their last 4 shots. As Cremili goes to the bench for the Dons.
Again, I think the pressure from San Francisco, the physicality of San Francisco has taken Portland a little bit out of rhythm. Good answer there by Andrews of getting herself to the rim. She does such a good job of recognizing when she's got to take it to the rim and when not.
Valvirta picks up that foul. That'll be her second, team 6th. As Andrews will now go to the line. Kelsey Lindsay on the floor for Portland for Emmy Shearer.
Well, Andrews does such a good job of getting into the paint. Whether it's a hesitation dribble, spin dribble, you know, when you can pretty much post your point guard up, that's a good factor to have.
Andrews a 70% free throw shooter this season. Normally a bit higher than that throughout her career. She has almost 400 made free throws. Baum down the court. The pass goes off the hands of Rathbun and back into the hands of Baum.
Well, we talked about her, you know, basically back to her old self. Back in the lineup, no limited minutes. They're definitely a different squad with her on the floor. Leadership-wise, kind of a little scoop shot there. That's by Christie, I believe.
Yeah, it was Christie. It's going to stay with the Dons as Andrews was on the end line. But there's 5 seconds left on the shot clock. And I think that's a good call. I don't think it hit the rim.
I don't think so either.
She tried to do that.
Unless it hit underneath, but I think it was short altogether. They're going to take a quick look at it just to make sure that it didn't hit the rim.
So there's 31.6 seconds left in this quarter. Currently 5 seconds on the shot clock for San Francisco. Here, you'll get a look at it on this replay.
Oh, it looked like it hit it.
Maybe on the side.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're going to give them 20 on the shot clock now. So just enough.
Good job by the officials.
Baum, one of the better players in Division II over the last couple of seasons. Christie can't get the friendly roll, and that ball will go out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Dons as no stick-em on the hands for the Pilots right there.
Again, I think they're doing a great job of contesting the first attempt. You know, good team defense. They've got to do a better job of blocking out in all spots, not giving them second opportunities. Oh, good hands by Andrews.
And Andrews with the bucket. She now has 5 points. And that's the first basket in almost 3 minutes and 15 seconds for the Pilots. And that will end the quarter as Gales misses. The Pilots are up by 4, 17-13 after 1 quarter. We got second quarter action coming up next on the WCC Network. Here's a look at Michael Meek, the fourth-year head coach for the Portland Pilots. Over 66 wins in his short time on the Bluff, and he's got 2 20-win seasons, and now makes 5 ever in Portland's history. So 2 20-win seasons in 3 years for Meek, and he's just done a terrific job on the Bluff. Oh, just absolutely. I mean, the culture that these guys have created as a staff, and an absolute pleasure to work with. And there's a steal right there by Shear. She's having herself a night. Right now, leading the team in points and rebounds. That one lips out on Lindsay for the three-pointer. Cremili with it now near the top of the key. Volvirta slashing. Now back to Cremili. Underneath, got past Burnham. Scorer's gonna score. Well, right there, you know, she gave it up. You just can't let her face cut you. Burnham kind of jumped back instead of to the ball, and Cremili did a nice job of just nice cut and an easy finish. Burnham on the block, kicks it out to Kai too. The extra pass to Lindsay. 6 on the shot clock, spins inside around Dickey, and she's got the touch, it goes. That's a nice little move by Lindsay right there. Again, three-point shooter, had to play the point quite a bit this season with Andrews, you know, kind of coming back. Now she's in her own, you know, natural position as that shooting guard. We talked to Meek a couple times throughout this season, and he was pleased with how Lindsay has grown in her game in that aspect, attacking the hoop and trying to make some plays. You're right. I mean, she's been a three-point specialist. Now people have to play her both ways, and again, nice job right there on that spin move. Right now, cuts off the ball from... And a charge called on Shearer. Well, good defense, anticipating where Shearer's gonna go. You'll take a look at it here. Took it in the chest, and Shearer just kind of initiated that contact right there. Volvirta's fortunate. She already has 2 fouls. That could have been a third. Yep. Bomb. The shiftiness around Lindsay, and a steal from Andrews. And she lost it out of bounds. You know, we've talked about this multiple times where Portland does such a good job of getting a steal and then trying to go a little too fast right here. Andrews doing a nice job of anticipating. Yeah, Volvirta forced her to go behind the back, but they're giving that ball to Portland. I thought it went off of Andrews. I didn't see Volvirta touch that one. I didn't either, and then I thought maybe they called a foul, but
Not the case. Here's a little backdoor action.
Somebody needs to help Andrews. Valvierta does a good job cutting off Burnham. Under 10 on the shot clock. Andrews, the hesitation, 5 on the clock. Kaitu puts up the 3.
Well, San Francisco doing a nice job of clogging driving lanes, being aggressive, putting a lot of pressure on the ball, and not allowing that ball to go inside right now.
Both teams cold from outside. San Francisco 0 for 2. Portland 1 for 8 so far. Dickey strong on the shot, trying to use the glass out of bounds, and it's Pilot basketball.
Pilot basketball. And for Portland,
A lot of physical play on both sides, inside and out. Every time somebody catches a ball, there's contact being made. And we knew this was going to be a physical game. Alex Fowler back in the game, and this is huge that she doesn't pick up her third real quick. But I think a nice job by Meek, knowing that they need her point production. Andrews with the turnover.
Cremili saw that Andrews didn't realize that she was right there, had the easy steal. Ooh! Two players run into each other. It's Cremili and Andrews. Referee saying that both the players went straight up for that ball after the tip from Shearer.
That's tough. I mean, the ball's literally a 50-50 in the air right there. I thought Andrews kind of had the ball in her hand. Again, the physicalness of this game.
Another one off the mark for Cremili. She's now 0 for 3.
Yeah, she's got good looks at it so far. Andrews doing a nice job of picking up that loose ball.
Pilots haven't scored in over 2 minutes. Andrews trying to change that, can't get it to go. Rebound, Valvierta.
I think the intensity defensive-wise for both squads really has forced both teams to take quick contested shots. Oh, there's lowering the shoulder right there. Oh,
yeah,
and that's going to be 3.
Yep. Oh, no, they're going to call that one on Andrews. So that's fortunate right there. That easily could have been called on Fowler, which could have been 3 fouls on her. Yeah, there you see. Yep, definitely on Andrews right there.
Yeah, I was worried that they called that on Fowler. I couldn't see that angle, but yeah, that's a good call.
Andrews will head to the bench. Meek now on the floor. Both teams in a scoring drought right now. 2:20 for San Francisco, as Dickey now ends that with the free throw. Portland at about 2:45 since they scored their last basket. Dickey, the transfer from Eastern Washington, goes 2 for 2. She's averaging 8.8 points per game, and she already has 6 points.
Yeah, Coach Gudenbauer, again, really likes her production. Again, look at the physicalness.
And they're going to call that one on Dickey, and that'll be her second. So again, that physicality you were talking about, Jen, since the opening tip. These two teams are going at it.
Well, you have to allow movement. And right now, I mean, Fowler can't move anywhere without getting hit.
So Dickey with 2 fouls now leaves the game, gives it up to Chrissy, who now comes in. Fowler missing the bunny, saves it though before it goes out of bounds. Back to her in the paint, one-on-one, finally gets it to drop, and that ends a 3-minute scoring drought for the Pilots.
Yeah, and smart right there of not, again, picking up a foul.
Fowler prior to that was 0 for 4 from the floor.
Yeah, and somebody that shoots 66% from the floor. Good hands.
Breaks that up, and it'll stay with the Dons with 16 on the shot clock. Outside of the free throws, no field goals in over 3 minutes for San Francisco. As Kai Tu'u and Rathbun check in for Portland and San Francisco. Fowler and Valvierta head to their respective benches.
Well, this has definitely been a defensive contest so far.
Christie backing down. Kai Tu'u in the long arms beat her.
Nice little scoop shot. She's got a lot of length. You're absolutely right. You don't want to give her too easy of a position down low if she's got that shot in her repertoire, that's for sure.
She's averaging 5.5 points per game as Meek knocks down the elbow jumper. Christie already has 4 points.
Portland in their matchup zone.
Christie in the paint again against Kaitu, creating some space. Didn't have the touch that time.
Good rebound by Shear coming from that top spot.
Frawley gives it up to Shear. Pilots slowing it down. 15 on the shot clock. Kaitu spins. Can't get it to go. Christie on defense.
Pretty good look by Kaitu.
Rathbun got lost underneath, kicks it out to Gales. The triple rattles out.
Good job on the boards.
Pilots up by 2 with 4 minutes left to go until halftime.
Pretty quick game, pace-wise.
Well, now you know what you just did as Meek puts up the 3, front iron. And an offensive board. You're seeing the Pilots really laying out to get these extra possessions.
Well, and they're going to matter. I mean, in a game that's, you know, 1 possession, 2 possession game, league contest, this is a big game.
5 on the shot clock for Frawley. Kaitu, who's already put up 2 triples. And that one will go out.
Well, and that's the effort by Frawley right there that gets them a chance at the offensive end by crashing the glass.
Pilots holding on to a 2-point lead, 23-21. Kelsey Lindsay making a move to the basket. We'll be right back on the WCC Network. Welcome back inside the Child Center. That's right, we got a fight going on in here, not just between those two fans, but between the Dons and the Pilots as it's 23-21. And this West Coast Conference battle right now, the inbound is Shearer. She gets the hometown bounce.
Great read out of the out of bounds. They do such a good job of executing baseline out of bounds plays. Shearer again just having a terrific start to this game.
She's got 7 points now and 4 rebounds. And look out, Doug Edwards almost had his head taken off on that pass. And another drought for San Francisco. They're going over 2 minutes again.
Well, their 5th turnover of the night. Kind of an unforced error there.
Hand off to Andrews. The hesitation. Back to Kaitu in the paint. And that could have been a travel right there. And there it is. That's the call. And a turnover for the Pilots.
Good call, Brian.
Just had that extra hop there.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad idea, though. I like the aggressiveness inside. Had a little screening action going with Andrews there. You know, a big 3 minutes here going into halftime, but for both squads.
Well, you and I were just talking at the break, something that you pointed out. Of the 21 points right now, and make it 23 points now for San Francisco. Majority of that, 18 of them, have come from inside the paint.
Yeah, and it's from that kind of stuff right there that you just saw, penetration from the guard spot. It's not, you know, a post player posting up and going to work. It's taking people off the bounce, and Portland's got to make an adjustment of keeping the ball in front.
We've seen a lot of action from San Francisco going across the baseline, trying to get some openings underneath. Andrews spins inside, going up against Rathbun. They have to put up a shot. It's Frawley at the buzzer. She's got it!
Well, good find by Andrews. She was stuck in that paint area trying to create something. Frawley spotted up for the three-point line and nailed it.
And that assist now puts Haley Andrews alone, second all-time in career assists at the University of Portland. And what a time to get it to beat that shot clock.
Absolutely. Big-time shot by Frawley. Great find by Andrews. And another turnover by the Dons here. Let's see if Portland can extend this lead.
Neither team has really had a large lead, the largest lead being 5, and it's gone both ways. Meek, step back three, she hits it!
Well, nice little two-man game, and San Francisco's gonna call a quick timeout. Great execution on the offensive end by Portland in the last few minutes.
A 6-0 run in the last 30 seconds, and the Pilots have hit their last 3 shots from the floor, and that makes it an 8-point lead. So 31-23 between these two, with 93 seconds left to go until halftime. Now, San Francisco has been in this game for a majority of the time. Just this quick run has really separated these two. What does San Francisco need to do to get right back into this?
Well, you kind of see here again, there's that little two-man game, but it all was set up by back-to-back turnovers where Portland capitalized from the three-point line. You know, that last one, Meek coming off that little on-ball screen or a little two-man game there, and Frawley hitting the one prior at the last second in the shot clock there. But Portland making them pay for the turnovers, and that's exactly what you need to do when somebody makes a mistake.
That's now 7 points off of 6 Dons turnovers. McDowell White gets it back inside to Cremili. She's in the paint, backing down Andrews, picks up her dribble. 15 on the shot clock for the Dons. Dickey now against Frawley, stripped away by Shearer.
I'll tell you, Emmy Shearer has been absolutely terrific on both ends of the floor, rebounding, making things happen, defending, and actually being a big threat offensively, not forcing the issue. Great half.
The sophomore from Auckland, New Zealand. Quietly one of the more consistent players for Portland. We always focus on Andrews and Fowler, and today we highlighted Burnham, but Shearer definitely needs a highlight of her own.
She really, I would say, in the last 6-7 games has really been somebody that's initiated solid offensive play. She's always been great defensively. I mean, you know, he talks about how athletic Shearer is, versatile, you know, can make a lot happen. She rebounds really well, but really being a terrific scorer for them as well.
Cremili picked up that last foul for San Francisco. That'll be her first, the team's second of this quarter. 15 on the shot clock for Portland. Pilots playing a bit of hot potato. Give it up to Meek. Hometown bounce.
Exactly. That's a big shot right there. Good ball movement, didn't panic, good patience.
Meek has 8 points. She's averaging 4.5 on the season. 3 for 5 from the field.
Well, good bench production right there for Coach Meek.
About a second and a half between shot clock and game clock, and the rebound by Frawley. Pilots will have the final shot.
Patience.
Good find. Kayatu underneath.
Here I am saying, slow it down.
And the Pilots will take a 13-point lead into halftime, 36-23. They ended that quarter on a 15-2 run in the final 5 minutes.
Yeah, that last 3.5, 4 minutes, huge for Portland. And it started off with defense creating turnovers, going the other way, executing an offense, and knocking down shots.
Pilots end the half hot. 5 of their last 5. We'll be right back with stats.
This is Maria. Maria banks with CCCU. She has a first-time homebuyer savings account and a dog named Dave. She plays pickup soccer. She's about to get a mortgage and loves listening to music. She's just the kind of member that can take advantage of everything CCCU has to offer.
And I just like what credit unions stand for.
From customer to customized. Bank locally, live simply. With CCCU.
What is our way? Our way is unrelenting, imposing as the mountaintops to our east, strong as the ocean to our west. Our way is forward, challenged by past achievement, expecting future success. Our way is committed, devoted, passionate. Our way fuels us to be different, to be inspired, to have faith in each other. What is our way? Our way is West.
Some people might call it a job. I call it a mission, helping people get back on their way. When you're a roadside technician for AAA, every day is different. We're always ready to be there for you when your call comes in. I love seeing that smile on a member's face when you get them rolling again. It makes you feel good. At the end of the day, it's all about helping people. That's what keeps me going.
Even when I was little, just growing up, I knew I wanted to play in college.
I've kind of always just wanted to go here, so I'd come out to the games and like sit in the stands and see them, and like I genuinely believed that I could be one of them.
Being on the court felt like nothing else mattered.
I just thought it was fun.
I've always been not the most athletic, not the tallest, not the skinniest.
I know what it's like to feel like you can't do it, but you really can.
I play to prove others wrong.
I find purpose in making the people who supported me proud.
Trust that all the hard work you've put in is going to pay off. Go out there and try to prove each and every person wrong that's ever doubted you.
Running a race is one of the most physically and mentally challenging things, but crossing that finish line, that feeling just can't be matched.
Competing feels like I'm on top of the world.
All it takes is one conversation.
I'm just proud of their team performance.
All it takes is one opportunity to be successful.
Pick 10, they're in the championship round. Like, what can you tell me? I mean, what a celebration to have.
Being in the stands as a little girl and now being on the court, being able to represent myself and the game and University of Portland.
I used to see myself as just a basketball player. Now I see myself as a role model.
Here's to the next gen.
Welcome back to the City of Roses as it's halftime between San Francisco and the Portland Pilots. The Pilots holding on to a 13-point lead, 36-23. It's Brian Slyke and Jennifer Mountain with your call. Now, this game was a lot closer through a majority of that first half. There was a lot of physical play, which is what we were thinking was going to happen in this one, but the Pilots ended the first half on a 15-2 run over the final 5 minutes, hitting their last 5 shots. And that's how we ended up where we're at right now. What were your thoughts in that first half?
Well, I thought, like you said, the physical play on both squads really determined where we're at right now. And that last 5 minutes of the half, Portland did a great job of turning San Francisco over and capitalizing offensively on those turnovers. You know, relatively clean game. 7 turnovers for USF, 4 for Portland, but 10 points off of San Francisco's turnovers. They really have done a nice job, and it's going to be a defensive battle. We'll take a look here at the stats. You know, I thought Portland did a really nice job of guarding the three-point line, and this is a team. USF comes in shooting the most attempts in the conference, but haven't hit one yet tonight. You see rebounding edge, very close, assist, nice job of sharing the basketball. 9 assists on the 14 field goals, but you know, the field goal percentage right there, very low for San Francisco.
Yeah, much lower than what they're used to. And the other thing you're going to look at in the next time when we bring up these stats is these second chance opportunities. Both teams had some offensive boards, but San Francisco was unable to capitalize on those. 0 points on, I believe it was 5 offensive rebounds in that first half. And that was something that plagued Portland on Thursday when they played Santa Clara.
Absolutely. Rebounding is a huge thing. And we're going to take a look. I mean, Fowler was a big part. We talked about this in the open. And right now, she only has 3 points in the half. But look at her resume over the last, you know, the whole season. She's averaging 18 points a game, ranked first in the conference. That's 66% from the field. Tremendous.
Incredible.
You know, 1 for 5 tonight, but look for her to make adjustments, and that's 5th in the nation right now. And again, leads the team in free throws, rebounding 5.4. She's assists and has steals, leads the team in steals, for Pete's sakes, and she's your post player. So just does a great job in all areas of the game, and a great player for Portland.
And before we start this second half, let's get you some quick scores throughout the league.
Yeah, today Gonzaga defeats Santa Clara 78-61. St. Mary's defeats Pepperdine 68-58. BYU defeats San Diego 63-49. And Pacific beats LMU 73-52.
As we are about ready to start the second half, Shearer will inbound for the Pilots.
Well, if you're San Francisco, you have to start off really physical like you did in the first and get some stops. If you're Portland, you want to have patience, get the people in the right spots to score, and do a nice job. They go right to Fowler.
Double teamed. Rathbun comes over. Out to Kai-Tu'u. Can't hit the 3. Chasing down her own rebound, and no, it ends up in the hands of Dickey.
It's the right reach, just missed the shot, but a good look by Fowler, finding her teammate in the sweet spot.
Cremili had 3 of those 4 attempts from behind the arc for San Francisco. She went over, which, Jen, as you alluded to, is unlike the San Francisco team, and for Cremili as McDowell White hits the floater.
Well, you certainly just can't continue to give her looks because she can get hot really fast. We talked about the fact that she had 38 points against these guys last time out. Oh, good job by Fowler. Good find by Shearer.
Backdoor cut that Shearer found. She picks up the assist. Fowler now has 5 points. And again, only 3 points at halftime for her, averaging 18 points. But that's kind of what we saw on Thursday, too. She didn't score in those first basically 15 minutes of that game.
Well, I mean, you gotta realize, I mean, she's getting double teamed, triple teamed.
You see it right now. I mean, she's fighting for any type of position on the block, and she actually gets called for 3 seconds.
I got no comment on that one.
So turnover by the Pilots, which they did a good job of holding possession. Only 4 turnovers in that first half.
Yeah, really clean.
Cremili splitting the defense, and it rattles out.
Kai-Tu'u doing a great job on the defensive glass.
She now has 4 rebounds, and the pass into Fowler goes off of Rathbun, and it'll stay with the Pilots. Fowler's looking for any type of call right now.
Well, really frustrated because literally she's getting bumped every time she touches the ball. Doesn't even have the ability to catch the ball right there, and I don't blame her actually.
Inbound to Burnham. Kicked it back out to Andrews, quickly to Shearer. She's hit 2, make it 3!
Great ball movement again, recognizing the extra pass. And Shearer, again, just really good at just being patient, stepping into that shot and rhythm.
Shooting 48% from behind the arc so far this season. She has 10 points to go along with 5 rebounds and 2 steals.
Well, what I love about her is she's not forcing the issue, and she's making the right reads. She's taking the right shot.
She's letting it just come to her, basically. I mean, the offense, she'll find the opening, and as long as it hits her in stride, she's fine.
Absolutely, and she's the recipient of the double team issue. You know, Fowler's getting double teamed. She's doing a great job of kicking it out, recognizing, and they're making the extra pass, sharing the basketball, like we talked about. Just great offensive execution.
Rathbun picked up that foul. That's her first, team's first. And now Cammie Fulcher will come in for the first time tonight for the Dons.
And San Francisco in his zone. Good ball movement.
Burnham short on that 3. Fulcher picks up her dribble. Cremealy behind the back around Andrews. Into the corner, Langer 3 as Burnham cuts her off in front. And I think it's gonna be on Kai Tu'u.
Yeah, I mean, she's trying to block out, and I love the effort. Got a little probably too physical with it, but I'd rather have that foul than give up an offensive board.
That'll be her first foul, the team's first of this quarter. San Francisco is a bit cold right now, 0 for 4 on their last 4 shots, and they haven't scored in almost 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Well, and they had that drought at the end of the half, too, so, I mean, you combine the two, you're down 16 because of it. You got to credit Portland's defense. Again, making them take a contested, tough shot, and then a one-and-done, great job on the boards.
Andrews picks up her dribble. Shearer inside to Fowler, and blocked by Dickey. It'll stay with the Pilots, 21 on the shot clock. Some of the fans are getting a bit chippy about these no calls against Fowler.
It's the physical play before the catch. Great job, again, reading the defense. Sheared, ooh.
Fowler can do nothing but laugh it off right now. Dickey driving. Ball veered to McDowell White. Fulcher got Fowler to go by, comes in for the easier shot, and it was halfway down, and it pops out. And a foul called on Dickey. That'll be her 3rd personal.
Well, the thing that is amazing is you can see the strength of Alex Fowler, because literally she is getting hit or bumped on every facet of the game right now.
And you see the stats right now for Shearer. She's averaging just under 10. She's got 12 on the day now. She had her career high the other night with 20 points. Andrews puts up her first triple. It's no good. Loose ball brought in by Christie. Pilots are on a 7-0 run over the last 3 minutes. Fulcher to Christie and gets fouled by Kai Tu'u. That'll be her second and the team's second.
Well, a great tee-up cut from Christie from the top. And really, I mean, if you're going to foul hard and not allow them that easy 2 and take them to the free throw line. I don't mind that foul. You can see both teams kind of out of breath right now. Portland was on a 7-0 run until that made free throw right there.
And still no field goals for the Dons for the last 3.5 minutes. Christie, a 77% free throw shooter, goes 1 for 2. Fowler inside, using the glass, got it to go. She's got 7 points now to go along with 5 rebounds.
I like how she's asserting herself. As soon as the catch is made, she's going right to the rim, not allowing that double team to come over, giving herself some opportunities to score.
Valvirta gets it inside to Christie, who goes up against Frawley and hits the underside of the rim, and we've got a jump ball. It'll stay with the Dons. 19-point lead right now for Portland.
And credit Portland's defense again, coming out very aggressive, making them take contested shots, and it's paid off. No field goals for San Francisco in just over 4 minutes.
Valvirta slashing, puts up a shot, and we got a blocking call. It's just going to be on Fowler. That would be her third, and it is. That's her third personal. And that'll be the third team foul. So no field goals in almost 4 minutes now.
Well, I think she's going to be frustrated because she gets called for a foul with that kind of physical. There wasn't a lot of physical play right there, and yet she's getting hammered on the other end with no call.
McDowell White had a layup at 9:14 in this third quarter, and that's the last basket that San Francisco's had outside of a couple of free throws that have fallen now. Valvirta gets her first point of the game and can't hit on the second free throw. Valvirta picks up her third foul. Grad student from Finland is in some foul trouble as we hit the media break. 45-27, an 18-point lead right now for the Portland Pilots. And it keeps on pouring on against the Dons. We'll be back on the WCC Network. Emmy Shearer might be making a case for WCC Player of the Week. She put up 20 points against Santa Clara, which was a career high. You see she's averaging 9-7 this season, and she already has 12, and she's already beating her rebounds, too. She's just having a terrific performance.
Yes. From the get-go, she's asserted herself and done a really good job of scoring in multiple ways. There's an offensive board right there on cue.
Yeah, 6 rebounds now for her. Burnham really fighting against Valvirta on the block. Shearer spins in the paint, almost lost her footing off the mark on that shot.
That might be the one decision that has not been good so far today for Shearer. She's done a really good job, just too much, tried to do too much right there in that possession. And that's a first field goal in the half for San Francisco.
Fulcher gets it. Sort of homecoming for her. Went to Westland High School from Westland, Oregon.
We've had Westland kids both games this week.
Yeah. Pritchard was here for Santa Clara on Thursday. Burnham can't get it to fall. She's been quiet, only 2 points tonight and 1 rebound.
Last 2 possessions offensively for Portland, kind of forced shots.
Inside to Christie near the block. She'll square up, shoot, short. Burnham tried to get the rebound, but ends up in the hands of Fulcher. Christie drives drives, and the foul by Meek will send Lauren Christie to the line for 3-point play.
Well, good job. She kind of got her on her hip, and that's when you got to let go and not swipe at to pick up that foul.
Christie will be shooting one. She's already 1 for 2 in the game. She's got 7 points. She makes that free throw, make it 8 points. She's averaging 5.5 on the season. In fact, she's having a great day herself. 8 points, 5 rebounds, both above her seasonal averages. 15 on the shot clock for Meek. Kicks it back to Kaitu. 7 on the clock. Andrews spins, tries to get around Christie. Mid-range jumper, and Shearer again. 14 points and 6 rebounds.
Well, there's that transition D that we mentioned in the open. San Francisco doing a great job on a made basket, getting it out, seeing the floor, and taking it right to the rack. Andrews just a little bit on her side, picks up that foul.
That'll be Andrews' second, the 15th foul by Portland. So for the final 3 minutes of this quarter, the fouls will put the Dons on the line for 2. Latu, sophomore from East Palo Alto, California, makes the free throw.
Well, if you're San Francisco, you got to string together some stops defensively and put together. I really like the tempo in which they're going offensively now.
The turnover.
A steal right there. Oh.
And Shearer's going to pick up the foul right there. That'll be her second personal and the 6th one on the Pilots, and that should send Baum to the free throw line.
Well, that's what you don't want if you're Portland, is to stop the clock and allow them to go to the free throw line by picking up quick fouls.
Baum, a 62.5% free throw shooter. Spent 3 seasons at Hawaii Pacific, was named the Pac West Freshman of the Year and Player of the Year at the Division II level. .240 left to go in the third quarter.
Nice backdoor by Shear.
And she gets that roll to go. She's got 16 points. She's making a run for another career high. She's already tied now her field goals made in a game at 7. And that makes 10 assists now for Andrews as well. As that goes out of bounds.
Good hands by Fowler on that. Christie was trying to thread the needle, had somebody down low.
Pass goes high to Christie, and she was going out of bounds.
They got numbers.
Andrews, she's got 10 assists. Wanted the 11th right there. Good pass from Lindsay. Fowler can't finish. Own rebound. Clean up and finish right there. She probably could have picked up a foul as well.
Yeah, good job by Lindsay. I've seen Fowler with position down low. Actually had the 3-point shot, but made the extra pass.
Pass inside to Christie. Spins, trying to create some space from Fowler. No contact on the rim. And I think this foul will be on Kelsey Lindsay. It is.
Good defense by Fowler of not picking up a foul, making her take a contested move here. Contested shot. That's a tough shot. Doesn't draw any, yeah, just got out of position. Lindsay just a little bit out of position on that.
Virta from Finland. She's a 62.5% free throw shooter. She's now 1 for 3 from the free throw line. She's a 2-time national champ back in Finland.
Well, they have a lot of international experience on this squad. A lot of depth.
Andrews brings up the ball with about 90 seconds left in this third quarter. And if that's on Dickey, that's her 4th. And it is. So, with a whole quarter left to go, basically, she's on thin ice with 4 personal fouls.
Yeah, I would expect Goodenbauer to go to the bench here with that foul.
And I believe Dickey just came back in, too, for Christie, as Burnham is short on that shot.
Yeah, Burnham really struggling offensively today.
You talk about that international experience for San Francisco. The Pilots have their own international committee, if you want to say. How big of a factor is that? When you think about kids who are stateside, and then you've got the kids who play international ball, they're constantly doing those, Asia Pacific tournaments or those tournaments in Europe. How big of a factor is that?
Well, it's huge because most of the time they're playing against people that are older, more experienced. It just is a different level. I mean, Australia has a great FIBA international. I mean, they're one of the top programs in the world. So, look at between the two teams. There's quite a few Aussie and New Zealanders that really have had a lot of experience and a lot of success. But it's just a different level. That they don't have high school ball; they have club ball, and a lot of times they play. And there's that back door again. Great read by Andrews and a good finish by Fowler.
And if you just want to talk about all Oceania, we've got 9 players from Australia and New Zealand that are playing in this game. Not to mention you've got a couple kids from Europe for San Francisco. As this ball goes towards the sideline, it'll stay with the Dons.
Well, she talked about having to get translators in the beginning so that, they understand, sometimes, slang or languages, and trying to teach them situations or sets. It doesn't all translate the same, so getting them some help has been huge.
Fowler will get a breather.
But also kind of fun because it's, so many different experiences that they get to share with each other. And she loves the squad, the personalities, really, really good kids, good students.
Valvirta picks up her dribble. That's the travel. She knew it right away.
I mean, San Francisco itself as a city has so many international people. I mean, it's just such a diverse culture in the first place. It's a great draw, for any program at San Francisco, quite frankly. Great city.
Fowler got 13 seconds on the bench right there before coming back in for Kai Tu'u.
Little offense-defense right there.
So no shot clock here to end the third quarter. Pilots most likely will have that last shot. Gales going up against Andrews, the spin move. 5 on the clock. Andrews can't get it to go. Ball still loose. And that'll be it. No shot before the buzzer. And so the Pilots have a 17-point lead right now, 53-36. And the Dons just struggled as they had droughts of 4 and 3.5 minutes. Andrews finding Fowler, padding to that lead. We'll be right back on the WCC Network. side of the Child Center. Pilots have a 17-point lead. It's Brian Slack and Jennifer Mountain with the call. And right now, it's basically been all Pilots in this second half. The Dons have only made a couple of baskets back in the third quarter. Got help from the free throw line as Andrews spins in the paint. And that bunny hook by her falls. She's got 7 points and 11 assists.
A great job of just getting that little jump hook in the paint there. Really, you got to credit Portland's defense. USF is 0 of 5 from the three-point line, and this is a team that leads the conference in attempts from the three-point line. And you know, one of the emphasis for them, Portland, defensively, is to not allow shot attempts from the three-point line. They don't like to have more than 14 a game, and right now San Francisco only has 5 on the game.
Andrews with 11 assists. Her career high is 12 that she set against St. Mary's back in 2019. Gives it up to Frawley. Can't get that three to go, and a whistle called. And I think that's on Fowler.
Yep.
It is. That'll be her 4th personal now. And the first team foul by the Pilots in the 4th. So Fowler's going to hit the bench for probably the next 5 or so minutes, you'd have to think.
Yeah, that's when she's got to let go. You know, leaves with 11 points, 7 rebounds on the night.
Gales almost lost it, found Fulcher, passed up the 3. 15 on the shot clock for San Francisco. Near the elbow, Frawley on defense. No foul right there as Frawley quickly up the court. Finds Andrews, gives it up to Burnham. And the basket goes. Burnham now has 4 points.
Great transition bucket for Portland, and that was all started by Frawley's defense.
And that is an assist by Andrews as well. So she's tied her career high for assists in a game with 12 that she set back in 2019 against St. Mary's. Her next one will be a new career high. Latu, high arcing 3 that goes out. And that ball gets kicked out to half court, but Baum is there. Latu will step in for the shorter shot and gets her own rebound and still can't put it back. Man,
San Francisco just struggling from the floor, 28% on the night. I mean, you get great effort. They had 3 opportunities to score in the one-time trip down the floor and just cannot get it to fall.
I mean, 11 offensive rebounds for San Francisco, 1 second chance point.
Yeah, that stat, coach is not going to be happy with that stat.
It's unfortunate for them, too, because they've missed a couple of bunnies. They're right there underneath the basket. They should get a layup, you'd think, but it just hasn't fallen their way.
Well, and Portland doing a better job of taking away points in the paint. There's only 6 points in this half. Excuse me, 8 points in the half. After having, what, 22 points in the first half?
I think it was 18.
18,
yeah.
I'm sorry, yep.
Kai Tu'u forces a jump ball. It'll stay with the Dons. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, though. Keep an eye on that as Emily Sewell checks in for Keely Frawley.
Again, I think you credit Portland's defense. This has been a point of emphasis. They've got them, at 36 points in the game right now. You're certainly going to have a chance to win a ball game if you can keep people from scoring. So nice job by Portland. San Francisco just really struggling from the floor.
Andrews on the block, backing down. McDowell wide, and she'll head to the line. The crafty guard gets it to go.
Well, you can see that as a point of emphasis right now for Portland is just posting her up, and she's doing such a great job of getting somebody on her back. And then offensively, the team has shifted the ball side to side, getting her an opportunity to score down low.
McDowell White picks up her second foul. If Andrews makes his free throw, she's got a double-double. She currently has 9 points, 12 assists, and it'll stay that way. And I think Shearer just picked up that foul. She did. That'll be her 3rd personal, and the 2nd one on the Pilots in this 4th quarter. So Andrews flirting with a career high in assists. And flirting with a double-double, currently with 9 points. McDowell White steps in, she picks up her dribble. Gales, the baseline jumper, short. Offensive rebound for San Francisco. Can they capitalize?
Portland unfortunate right there. They kind of tipped that away from each other. And there's a find in the paint right there.
So Latu gets that basket. Her first one from the field. She has 4 points and 3 rebounds. Shearer on the block, tried to give it up to Sewell, poked away. Gales with it.
Well, you can see Portland's strategy of trying to post up the guards inside. Shearer just didn't read that double team, and great little cut from Gales.
I think Andrews can't believe she just got called for a foul, and she did. That'll be her third personal.
Yeah, I think they caught her on a little reach in there. There's still a lot of time left in the ball game. You certainly, if you're Portland, don't want to get, you know, reckless with the ball, turning it over. And don't want to stop the clock by fouling too much and putting them at the free throw line.
So Fowler, who just went to the bench at about 9 minutes left in this quarter with 4 fouls, is back on the floor 3 minutes later. Lindsay tried to get the steal against her former teammate from high school. McDowell White, the 3, still over for the Dons from behind the arc.
Well, if Lindsay would have been about 3 inches taller, she would have had that, but great.
And Andrews has a new career high in assists. That's 13 as Lindsay knocks down the triple. She's got 5 points. Just what a day for Haley Andrews. As Rathbun hits the deck and they called a foul. Looked like a travel heading into that one. We'll see who they call it on.
Yeah, it looked like she tripped. It just kind of got off balance.
That one's on Sewell, so that'll be her first and the team's 4th. So this kind of gets concerning right now with 5:39 left. You've got 4 fouls on Portland. You could see a lot of clock stoppage in putting San Francisco on the line here over the next 6 minutes or so.
Yeah, actually watching that replay, that was actually a pretty good call. She just kind of clipped her with her thigh. But you're right, you certainly don't want to keep putting them at the free throw line with 5.5 to go.
There you see Haley Andrews, 9 points, 13 assists, a career high in assists. She's now 2nd all-time in UP history in career assists.
And she's not done.
No, she is not. She needs 1 more point to get that double-double. Lindsay with it. 10 on the shot clock. Gives it up to Shearer. She's leading. She's the leading scorer, I should say, for Portland. Offensive rebound by Sewell. 3 Dons are right there, and we've got a jump ball.
Good offensive board by Sewell. Just trying to get it out of there. Picks up the jump ball, but it will stay with Portland.
Assist by Haley Andrews, ties a school record at 13.
So ties the school record for assists in a game as well. Sewell, bit of an awkward jump, but gets the offensive rebound. And it looks like it's going to be a hold on Rathbun. It will be. That'll be her 2nd personal.
Well, Sewell coming in and just giving some spark off the bench. Offensive boards. 2 offensive boards in this series alone.
Fresh 20 on the clock as this ball closing in on midcourt, saved by Fowler. Shearer steps into the 3. She's got it again. 19 points. A new career high in field goals made in a single game. She's 1 off of her career high in points. Well, Emmy Shearer, have yourself a week.
That's her spot right there. She has not missed, and a great job by Fowler of not picking up that 5th foul right there on that wall up.
Shearer, 19 points, 6 rebounds. As she hits another 3, that's 3 in this game. We'll be right back on the WCC Network. inside the Chiles Center. It's Emmy Shearer having another career day. She's got 8 field goals made. That is a new high for her. She hit 20 points against Santa Clara on Thursday, which was a new career high for her, and she's knocking on the door again.
Well, back-to-back, just great individual performance by her, but a lot of it is how well they're sharing the ball and moving the ball offensively, recognizing when double teams, mismatches, being patient.
Christie squares up after corralling that ball. A rebound by Frawley.
I'll tell you, San Francisco's had opportunities to score, but just really have struggled. Again, only 28% on the day, 0 of 7 from the three-point line. And Cremilly hasn't even scored in this second half, hasn't hardly even played.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good observation. She really hasn't played much in this fourth quarter at all.
I don't know if she's hurt or...
Gales long on that three, and now that makes it 0 for 9 from behind the arc. San Francisco just one of their last 7, and Shearer another career high, 21 points on 9 made field goals, 3 of them from behind the arc. As Haley Andrews comes back on the court. So a career day for Emmy Shearer, picking up where she left off on Thursday. Career high in points and field goals made. And so we'll send it to break. 67-42. The Pilots keep adding on to their lead. It's been a career day inside the Chiles Center. We'll be back on the WCC Network. Shearer, and with good reason, but Haley Andrews 1 assist away from having the single game record for assists at the University of Portland, who would beat out Kathy Adelman. And Jen, you're familiar with that name. You had a couple of battles against her back in your days.
Back in the day, she was a very good player here for Portland, and obviously Andrews in very good company right there.
So 13 assists right now. Next one will be 14, a new single game record. 1 more point, and she's got a double-double as well. And I don't think you can say it enough, but it's just a breath of fresh air to have Haley Andrews back in the lineup after missing the second half of conference play due to that ACL injury. And the ball poked out of the hands of Kelsey Lindsay. It'll stay with the Pilots. So 25-point lead right now for Portland. Cremilly, who's usually the go-to scorer for the Dons, she's leading the team right now with 9 points. But unfortunately, she hasn't played in quite a long time. Sewell, the high-arcing shot.
Yeah, Cremilly had 9 at half. And again, just not real sure why she's not playing in this second half. Maybe an injury or not feeling well.
Yeah, possibly. The Dons, though, they need help right now. They're 1 of their last 9 from the field. They've missed their last 7, and they haven't scored in almost 3 minutes. A foul on by McKelmeek. That'll be her second. Team's 5th, and that'll put Christie on the line.
Yeah, Portland on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes, 10 seconds. And San Francisco, 1 of their last 9 from the field, and again have had opportunities to score, just really struggling to finish.
So it looks like Haley Andrews will have to be satisfied with being tied with Adelman with the single game assist mark with 13 as she heads to the bench. Malika Samia onto the floor, and Emma Streeline as well as they get their first action in this one. And Christie having a good game for her standards. 9 points, 6 rebounds. She averages 5.5 points and 3.5 rebounds.
Good pass. Streeline with the offensive board.
Samia. Now gets it up to Lindsay. 10 on the clock. Has an opening. Kicks it out to Samia. Corner 3. Get it!
I like her game. I think she's going to be good. Have a nice career here. Strong guard. Can shoot it a little bit. Athletic.
Inside, it's Fulcher. Rathbun in trouble. Back to Fulcher. And Sewell's going to be called for the foul right here. And that'll be her second personal. So Maddie Condren and Chance Bucher now checking into the game for the Pilots. Ayakita checks in for the Dons, along with Marina Hernandez.
Well, I'll tell you, Portland's defense has been really good today.
And by the way, correction, Haley Andrews is now the single game record holder for assists. She has 14. She picked up one, sneaks by me right there on her last one. 14 assists in a single game is the new single game record at the University of Portland.
Well, like I was saying, like, just credit Portland's defense from the beginning of this game. They handed the physical play from USF, especially in that first half. That last 5 minutes, I think, you know, that stretch really separated the two. And then San Francisco just has had a hard time scoring the basketball. I mean, 44 points in a game, you're going to have a hard time winning games if you're not scoring the ball.
When you talk about a 5-minute drought to end the half, they're currently on a 5-minute and 15 no field goals drought. And we've got about 93 seconds left in this one. And honestly, you're down your two best players, your two most prolific scorers, and it just has not gone well for the Dons.
You're absolutely right. And again, I just think the defense from Portland,
there's another steal right there by Samia, feeding up to Chance Bucher. Oh, she can't finish it.
Good hustle by Samia, almost picking up that offensive board right there, but a good job in transition of finding Butcher ahead, and just, you know, just a quick shot there, a little too fast and just fell a little short.
You saw the whole bench get up for that shot. They wanted her to get it. Hernandez. And the pass is behind the intended target, but it works out in the Dons' favor. Fulcher cleans up underneath. And that ends a 5.5-minute field goal drought for the Dons. Their first made basket in their last 8 attempts. Streeline, the hesitation. Corner to Samia. Another 3, 8 points. In a matter of a couple of minutes for Samia, the assist goes to Streeline. Hernandez almost knocked down the triple. Condren couldn't bring in the rebound. It'll stay with the Pilots, though.
Well, just a great team effort by the Pilots. San Francisco's going to drop 2 on a very tough road trip. You got the 2 leading teams in the conference with Portland and Gonzaga tied at first place. But also San Francisco is expected to finish in the top half of this conference and had a great year last year. You know, preseason record coming in very good. Don't think that they're not going to be here in the long run because they have a lot of talent.
So there's milliseconds between the shot clock and the game clock, and I think they'll just let this one roll out. That is a shot clock violation. There'll be 0.4 seconds left on the clock. So the Dons finished the game 1 of their last 9 from the field. They had multiple 5-minute droughts without making a basket. And for Coach Goodenbauer, you're not mad or anything. It's just been a disappointing road trip because you lost your best player due to an injury, and then Cremili, who we aren't quite sure why she didn't play in the second half, but your 2 leading scorers were out and you're unable to pull out a victory on this road trip.
Well, it's hard to win when you're not scoring the ball, and they were not themselves offensively. I thought they set the tone early physically, you know, with the tempo, inside play against Fowler. They did a nice job against her, but I thought Portland responded, and their defense started to run offensively for these guys, and just a great overall team win today.
Pilots take it 77-46. A career day by Emmy Shearer, a single game record for Haley Andrews with 14 assists as the Pilots remain undefeated in WCC play, tied with the Gonzaga Bulldogs at the top of the conference, and those two are going to have a big matchup coming up next weekend.
Next Saturday, that's going to be a big one, and like I said, I mean, a lot of high expectations for this squad, and right now I think they're really playing well. 7 straight now for the Pilots going into that game against Gonzaga.
And now we have our player of the game. It's Emmy Shearer. Emmy, you had 20 points on Thursday, 21 points tonight. What's been your week regimen right now? Because we need to keep this going. You're on a hot streak.
I don't know, just playing with this team's been super fun, and I think every game, you know, the level of competition is stepping up, and we're just getting better and better every game, and I think everyone did really well tonight to step up with our defense. San Francisco's a really good team, and I think keeping them to 46 points is a really good thing.
I mean, you guys are 6-0 in the conference right now. This is the best start since the mid-90s for this team, and everybody's really contributing right now. What's it like in that locker room while everything's going so well?
Just a lot of excitement, a lot of positivity, but you know, making sure we don't get ahead of ourselves. We've got a big game next week against Gonzaga, and you know, I think if we can just keep building off every game, there's no reason we can't go out there and give them a really good game, and yeah.
I thought the beginning of the game, very physical by both squads. Last 5 minutes of the half, you guys made a push. What was the difference in that last 5 minutes in that beginning of the second half that separated the two?
Yeah, I think when we look back at Santa Clara last game, we had really good starts as well, but the last 2 minutes of the first 2 quarters, we let them go on about like 11-0 run, so that was a big focus today to make sure we finished off the whole 10 minutes, and I think, you know, we always know it's going to be a physical game against San Francisco, but like last game, I think we were able to play to that and, you know, make reads off what they're giving us, and credits to the girls for hitting down shots and making the right reads.
Well, Emmy, another career day for you. Thank you for joining us in this post-game interview, and best of luck the remainder of this season.
Thanks, guys.
So Emmy Shearer, again, a career day, 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals as the Pilots win this one by 31 points. As we take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Pilots, as we talked about, that game against Gonzaga in this building next Saturday, going to be a big one. Jen, you'll be here for that one. And then they head on the road. They take on St. Mary's and Pacific, and then they come back home, and they'll be taking on the Pepperdine Waves at the tail end of January. Pilots dominated this second half. They ran away with a 31-point victory. And any final quick thoughts from you, Jen?
I just thought it was a great team win. A lot of people contributing, and they really have things going right now. And that next Saturday is going to be a big contest, and I think a really good game.
Well, that was Jennifer Mountain. I'm Brian Slyke. Thank you to the production crew upstairs. We can never do it without you guys. Until next time, we'll catch you on the WCC Network. Stay safe.